Hey everybody, this is just my 2 cents on the whole should you wear a mask situation. Now, I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. I am a nationally board certified acupuncturist and herbologist, but I have to stress this is not medical advice. This is just my 2 cents on the whole mask situation. Yes, everybody should be wearing a mask. From the very beginning, the CDC and the NIH clearly had to be educated enough on the importance of wearing a mask, but possibly due to the lack of PPEs and masks available in the United States, they told everybody they are not needed. By spreading this false misinformation across the country, they gave people some basically a false sense of security, and they put people at risk. If you knew you needed a mask and you didn't have one, you'd be less likely to be standing next to people in public situations. You'd be taking greater precautions. It's that simple. At a time when many were just buckling down, I'm telling people to get prepared, do everything you can for when this hits. Toilet paper, masks, food, water. Mayors, government officials, health officials are telling people, Mayor of New York City, recommending movies, go to parades, go to restaurants, business as usual, basically helping spread the virus to the level that we're dealing with today. And that is partly why it's so terrible in New York, because of the poor leadership, the poor direction that people received. And I'm not saying it's necessarily the mayor's fault. I'm sure he was taking direction from some health officials, and they misinformed him, and he misinformed the American people. But it was common sense. If you look at every Asian country, every single person is wearing a mask. Even in Chinatown in New York City, all the Asian people were wearing a mask because they know the benefits of wearing a mask. Now, of course, if you're sick, you should be wearing a mask so you're not coughing and spreading droplets out and about around others. But there's this asymptomatic factor where you might not be showing signs and symptoms, and yet you could be spreading this virus. Therefore, everybody needs to be wearing a mask. From the get-go, everybody should have been wearing a mask. The ideal mask of choice for everybody to wear would be an N95 mask, but they say reserve those for frontline workers, which is correct because they need them the most and there's a shortage. But ideally, every single person in public situation, 6 feet or not, should be wearing an N95 mask. That's the mask of choice, this mask right here. And you always see the governors and mayors, anybody showing you, and they're touching all parts of this you shouldn't be touching. You should look up a video, and I'll put some links down on how to properly put on a mask, take off a mask. If you're wearing gloves, how to properly take off the gloves, eye protection, how to properly take off the eye protection. And if you're wearing a mask, the proper mask, form-fitting N95 mask, you would also need eye protection, something like goggles to protect it because it can get in your eyes. How do you contract this virus? Droplets, it could be in the air, somebody coughs, sneezes, you touch a surface, and then touch your eyes, nose, mouth, ears, any orifice. That is how you're gonna pick up this virus. So by wearing the proper safety gear, a mask and goggles, that could prevent you from contracting the virus. Common sense. Everybody should be wearing a mask and goggles. Now, since you can't get a mask, since you can't get goggles, does a scarf or a bandana or a handkerchief or something of that matter work? No, that would not protect you from droplet situation. A surgical mask isn't going to protect you if it's in the air because there's areas where it can get in. As well, if you have a beard and you're wearing an N95 mask, you should be shaving your beard because you'll get a better fit to prevent droplets from entering. So shave your beard and wear your mask. But there are benefits to wearing scarves, bandanas, and other things, right? If I was going to go out, which I'm not, I would put on glasses. Are these going to help droplets? No. I would also wear a bandana if I didn't have a mask, right? So something like this, maybe not so scary, right? But something like this. Now, what would the benefit of wearing glasses and a bandana in public? Well, if there's germs in the air, they'll penetrate, so that's not going to protect you. But where that could protect you is from touching your face or your eyes. if you have gloves, a bandana, and glasses, at least they're all layers of protection to prevent you, as a reminder, not to touch your face. And we all touch our face all the time. So that's the benefit of wearing something like a bandana or glasses, just as a reminder not to touch your face. Wash your hands as much as possible. Use Purell out in public, or things you need to use, soap and water at home, of course. But washing your hands, not touching your face, are two great ways not to contract this virus. So simply bandana and glasses can be an asset, just not to touch your face. So that's just a quick answer. My 2 cents and thoughts on wearing masks, glasses, goggles, all these things, and how they could benefit you. If you have any suggestions, comments, or anything, questions down below, just leave them down below. And I appreciate your time. I hope this was simple and informative to all. Take care.